Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money. With your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 1029 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today I'm going to talk to you about something that'll help you in all areas of your life, and that's called mental toughness. And it's not a woo-woo thing here. It's especially important for entrepreneurs because things happen and you got to get through them. All right, I hope you didn't miss episode 1028. That was flash sale terminology. That's so you can bring in cash fast by creating urgency and scarcity and all that stuff. All right, pick up a copy of our automation ebook at screwthecommute.com/automate3. Version 3.0 is open. And hey, just one of the tips in this book has saved me. We actually estimated it 9 million keystrokes, right? Saved me carpal tunnel systems. So make sure you download that at screwthecommute.com/automate3 and check out my mentor program and my school. Great internet marketing training.com for the mentor program. And if you're in it, you get a scholarship that you can gift to somebody or use yourself if you want to my school, the only licensed dedicated internet and digital marketing school in the country, probably the world. And it's certified to operate by SCHEV, the State Council on Higher Education in Virginia, but you don't have to be in Virginia because it's quality distance learning. That's at imtcva.org. All right, let's talk about mental toughness. And the kind of the definition of this is how you can stay focused and keep going when things go wrong, when you're stressed out, when you run into the myriad of challenges you run into in business and in life. Now, this is an important thing to have, and if you don't have it, life is going to be a lot tougher for you. And if you don't think business challenges come up and stress comes up and the bills are, like Joan Stewart used to say, the bills are 8 feet tall and the income is 1 inch tall, you need the mental toughness to work through that, because people that don't have it just go back and quit because it's too easy to go back and quit because they don't have that mental toughness. And you may not have been encouraged to have mental toughness when you were young. You might have been given everything. And so now if you're on your own, it's too hard, or I can't do it, those kinds of things. I blame that on your parents, but they should have made you strive for things and accomplish things when you were young, and then you'd automatically have this. But don't despair. You can improve on this mental toughness, and the ones that choose to improve on it and already have it are the ones that are successful in business one way or the other. Even if they failed over and over and over, they keep going and they finally get success. All right, so there's some personal qualities associated with mental toughness. One is resilience. You're like, things bounce off of you. Self-confidence. And I did a big study with stage fright years and years and years ago and found out that, people that were told to, sit down and shut up and wipe that stupid smile off your face and only talk when you're spoken to, and children should be seen and not heard. A lot of those people grew up with very poor self-confidence. Now, if you're a parent and you encourage your child to speak up to adults and act right, and that what they have to say is important, then you're helping to instill self-confidence. But if you don't have that, you can improve on it. And another quality associated with mental toughness is commitment to goals. And most people say you need to write down goals, and that people that write them down get an enormous amount of success, and the people that just put them in their head and keep quiet about them don't. Okay, I'll go along with that for most people. Now, my crazy thoughts are that I've never reached a goal in my life. And that sounds, oh man, you're pretty successful, Tom. How do you say that? Well, because my particular deal is that I've never reached a goal because as soon as I get near it, another one appears past it. This is my mind game that I play on myself to keep improving and fighting and crawling and going forward, even at my ancient age that I am now. Okay. So commitment to a goal, figure out something you want to achieve and then take the steps to get there. Another problem people have is that they want to jump to the goal immediately. And that's with our entitlement society, and everybody wants everything instantly without taking the steps to get there. So if you're willing to take the steps to get there, you're going to beat the pants off of these people that want the goal and want to have it immediately, but then it never happens because that's ridiculous. If they might get lucky once in a while, but you can't depend on jumping over all the steps to reach goals. Now, another personal quality associated with mental toughness is your ability to control your emotions. So when something goes bad, instead of just freaking out and crying, and I mean, yeah, I've cried over some stuff that's happened to me, I admit it. All right, but your emotions are not going to get you to your goals, are not going to help you with your mental toughness and achieve the success that you want. Your emotions frequently will sabotage you because it's woe is me and everything's bad and I never have any success. I don't play the lottery because I never win anything. That's that kind of attitude gets brought to the forefront when you're all emotional about something that has happened to you. I'm not saying to be a robot at all, but I'm saying you got to control them to a certain extent and get past them so that you can keep back on track for whatever tried to sidetrack you. See? And another trait is you look at challenges as opportunities. So something goes wrong. It's an opportunity for you to learn. It's an opportunity for you to get some really great self-esteem when you overcome that particular problem and you move towards your goals and it's how you beat the pants off your competitors who quit at those hard stages. See? So it's all good there. And this applies to, sports, you hear it all the time, education, your workplace, and especially with what we're all about here is entrepreneurship. All right, so how do you build mental toughness? Well, first of all, you have to be self-aware. You got to practice self-awareness and say, how am I feeling when this problem has arisen in my business or in my life or whatever it is? All right, if I got sick, if I got injured, how I have to kind of jump out of my body and look back and say, okay, how am I feeling about this? And what could I do to feel better or differently about it that's going to help me rather than just keep me down? And I'm not saying any of this is easy, folks. I got lucky because I had, if you ever saw a video version of this podcast, you see this sign behind me with a baby crawling over pillows. From the time I could crawl, my dad would put obstacles in front of me to teach me how to, and then put my toys on the other side to teach me how to overcome obstacles. So I'm unstoppable. So taking advice from me on how to improve it, take it with a grain of salt. I had it from a young child. I got lucky, damn lucky. All right, but that's no excuse for you to quit or not to pay attention to this and how important it could be in your life. But anyway, self-awareness. And then you got to reframe any challenges. So yeah, bad things happen all the time. Almost every day in a business, something is wrong, doesn't work, computer trouble, internet trouble, weather, customers not paying. All kinds of things. So what you have to do is attempt to reframe them into solutions. What can I do because the internet is down? What can I get a backup solution? I'm going to research that on my phone to get a backup solution. Can I get another computer if I have a computer as a backup? Can I get a Mac and a PC so that whatever happens, I've got different operating systems I can work on? Customer isn't paying. Well, how far did I let it go? Have I taken my profits and made a reserve fund so that if somebody doesn't pay, I'm not paycheck to paycheck in my own darn business? I've got a reserve and I can absorb any real bad instances like that. See, so reframe the challenge as to what you can do about it, and some of the things you need to do ahead of time to be ready for these challenges. There's no doubt. I mean, anybody with half a brain can see that there's things happen. And so if you ignore them until they happen, then they're a massive crisis, putting fires out like crazy. And of course, that happens sometimes. But it's your fault in many cases if you haven't prepared for things to go bad on you. See, I got 2 perfectly good computers, internet connection. If I had to, if the internet was down, I can back up with my cell phone as a hotspot and keep my business going. See? So I can predict all that there's this hurricane that's coming up. It missed us, but it's always potential for high winds. Even without rain, high winds will take down power lines. So electricity goes out. Well, I've prepared. I have 3 generators here. I mean, you don't need to be that fanatic, but I got a massive estate here, and we have the retreat center, and I can't have no electricity and lose all our food and no air conditioning for our guests and everything for a long period of time, even though the generators won't power air conditioning that much, but we got fans all over the place. See, it's all this stuff that, from my experience, has happened over the years, so I prepare for it. And then the other thing is, another thing that you can do to build mental toughness is focus on your mission. Do you have a big mission in life, bigger than just, making money to pay the bills this week? So mine is to help small business people. Most of the people that know me or heard of me or worked with me know that I am a crazy fanatic about it. All right. I've taken calls at midnight to help an emergency situation with a student of mine. I mean, Sundays, weekends, evenings, holidays. See? So focus on your mission. And if you have that mission in mind, then the little stuff doesn't bother you as much. It kind of reminds me of, I read an article or somewhere in a book or something about how candy stripers, older candy stripers at hospitals, they're the people that volunteer to help run the gift shop and things like that, have way less medical woes. And they went on to say that, hey, when people have some other mission, in other words, helping that hospital and those people that are sick and their families, that mission is bigger than their own woes. And so they don't have as many medical problems. At least they don't report them, because their mission is to support that hospital and the families that have to go there. See? So focus on your mission, and you'll be mentally tough automatically because you won't be worrying about your own little problems. See? And then learn from the past. See, you got to realize that the degree of toughness that you have right now, whatever degree that is, came from troubles that you had in the past, that you overcame in some fashion. You might have had to get help. You might have done it yourself. You might have got lucky. Who knows? But you overcame them and got where you are now. So if you can project that into the future, the troubles you're having now are making you tough for the future, for bigger successes in the future and less troubles, because you're tougher and tougher and tougher. See, a lot of troubles that I have, guess what? I don't even notice them because I'm mentally tough. See, not that I look for or want more of them. Okay, I'm not saying that. But I am saying that if you're a parent, you should cause trouble for your kids. Listen to me here. And this is the guy that's doesn't have any kids. I did this success podcast and was ragging on parents because they make it too easy on their kids. And I didn't get a lot of backlash because I'm acting as a reporter, not as, I can't imagine how tough it is because I've never actually done it, be a parent. All right. It's amazingly tough. but I'm a reporter that sees the fruits of your labor, or your wife's labor, or the kids that come out. I don't want to hire them. And this actually came out on the radio about big companies. There was a big thing about a couple weeks ago that companies just do not want to hire Gen Z, I think it was. They don't want them because they tried, and then 6 months later, they fired them all. And so they don't want to waste all their resources hiring these kids that have been made entitled mostly by their parents. See, so if you're a parent, make the kid work fast food, make the kid work in some kind of service business and appreciate things. And then they'll be way better off and mentally tough when you turn them loose or when they fly the coop, see? So there you go. Remember that the stress from the past is making you what you are today. The easy things didn't do much of anything for you, all right? But the ones that were tough helped make you whatever degree of mental toughness you have today. Okay, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. If you want to get in my school, I'll make you mentally tough, and I'll make you an internet marketing person that's got an income because it's a highly in-demand skill, and it doesn't take long to learn if you have good teaching. You know, somebody that's actually done it, not these people that can't make their car payment trying to teach you how to get rich on the internet. So they forget that. That's BS. All right, so check them all out at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com and my school at imtcva.org. And pass this one on to people that you think it would benefit. Mental toughness is going to help you in all phases of your life, and you can improve it from wherever you are. All right, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We'll catch you all in the next episode. See you later.